With tensions between Washington and Tehran rising, President Trump says Iran is now seriously talking with the US, even as Tehran warns that any attack could trigger regional war. To help unpack what this means for the global security and diplomacy, I'm joined by international law professor Al Gillespie. Al, good morning.
Hey, Ryan.
So we've got the big military build-up in the Middle East. We've got now talk of talks. What are we listening to, or is one designed to encourage the other?
In an ideal world, we'd have an agreement before it comes to war, but there's a lot of mistrust between both Iran and the United States. A huge armada has been moved towards them. Iran is doing some live practice exercises right now, which are in themselves provocative. I'd say it's a 50-50 chance that we're going to have a conflict in the region.
50-50 chance. That's not great. How will it play out? Will it be US aircraft going in and dropping some bombs, and then will we see the Iranians retaliate to Israel, potentially some US bases and warships in the region?
The good news, if there is good news in these situations, is it's not World War III. Russia and China would not come to the defense of Iran. But if it did break out, you could see a regional conflict that could be quite nasty. People know when you had regime change in Libya or in Iraq or in Syria, how bad it was. Iran is bigger than all of those countries put together. There's 90 million people. If it spilt over, it could be a disaster, not just in terms of the risk, but the refugee flows towards Europe.
Yeah, but in the meantime, you have another, revolution. Can they not go back to living more happily like they were pre-70s?
It's a very sectarian country. The religion is very strong, and identity is particularly developed in that part of the world. Mr. Trump's got three goals. His first goal is the nuclear disarmament of Iran. The second goal is making sure that they have no missile technology. And the third goal is making sure that they've got freedom of speech and the ability to assemble to protest. He can probably win on the first one. Second one, maybe. Third one, very difficult.
Al, do some areas, and this is an awful thing to say, but just go with me, are there some areas where it's too fraught, actually a dictator is the only way to keep a country in line?
It is a difficult thing to say because sometimes human rights abuses mean that you've got to intervene, but the risk is chaos. You can think what happened when there was the intervention in Libya against Gaddafi, the intervention in Iraq against Hussein, and the Arab Spring against Assad in Syria. Each time you go in there, you think it makes sense because the person is a tyrant, but then what you can unleash if you have not got a very good plan afterwards is complete chaos, not just for the people in the region, but also for those surrounding it. And the Europeans are concerned right now because they've barely got over the last refugee surge that came from the Arab Spring.
Appreciate your time and your analysis as always, Al. Al Gillespie, international law professor with us live.